Beautiful inside and out with unbeatable system horsepower. The new 2023 RX Lexus is the new generation luxurious piece breaking the internet. With an impressive upgrade from the previous ones, it has new and interesting additional features. However, there are a few concerns regarding some of these features. Still, do the pros outweigh the cons? Should you buy the RX Lexus or even consider it? This video contains all you need to know about the model before making your decision. The exterior of the RX Lexus features a spectacular design that can be easily distinguished from other basic SUV models. The grille in the front screams luxury in the best possible way with its intricate designs. The front and back are characterized by fake vents, which of course have no function aside adding to the overall appeal of the vehicle. A noticeable difference is that Lexus has started writing their brand name on the back of their cars instead of using a badge. It is a recent development that they've stuck to. The interior of the Lexus RX is where you find most of the new and improved features. While the exterior is sophisticated in its little Lexus way, the interior of the car is even better. Every single inch of the inside of the car is either covered in expensive faux leather, quality wood, or some other luxurious material. The seats are soft and comfy, and so is every other part of the car you can touch, from the roof to the center of the console to the dashboard. The parts of the front row that are made of actual wood from the console to the dashboard are smooth and solid to touch. This is especially important to note for the steering wheel, which is also light and easy to navigate. The screen in the middle of the dashboard centered between the two front row seats looks like it could have been better. Its size and responsiveness are some of the best parts, as they are both top-notch. The directness of the functions is, however, a different case. The infotainment screen is quite unconventional in that the menu box pops up from the side, and a lot of its other functions are unusual in that manner. This might take some time getting used to, which can be very frustrating. It is quite tricky, but it's manageable, and you'll eventually get the hang of it, but the first few drives will require some patience. On the screen, you can change the driving mode of the plug-in hybrid from auto EV hybrid mode to EV-only mode and vice versa. The hybrid mode, of course, goes faster, but if you lock it into the EV mode, the car won't switch by itself as many other models do. In addition, there are knobs at the bottom corners of the screen in which you can change the temperature of the vehicle. This function is easier to navigate, and it serves as a cold comfort for the confusing screen above it. There is a camera at the door of the trunk that streams to the inside of the car. You can switch the rear view mirror to a screen in order to see what's going on behind the car. The infotainment screen also gets a live 360-degree view of the car and its surroundings. This allows you to see ahead of and even beneath the car, which can be beneficial when you're driving on a bumpy road. That's akin to having potholes and rocks. The right-handed steering wheel of the vehicle can be adjusted to go lower or higher depending on the preference of the driver. You can also adjust the seat. Both of these features allow you to find the most comfortable driving position. In between the seats are an old-fashioned gear selector and other driving buttons. The gear selector is a bit out of place considering the car is supposed to be a modernized version. It does work perfectly well in terms of function, but not so well with design. The driver's display behind the steering wheel is regular-sized, which may even be considered small, based on the expectations people had for the vehicle. At its center is the fuel gauge, while other parameters like the battery meter and warning lights are displayed on the side. The display isn't up to par for a Lexus, it could have been better. There is, however, one feature that was executed beautifully and better than most: the armrest. The armrest in between the driver's seat and the passengers can be opened both ways, from the passenger side or the driver's side. This is a one-of-a-kind. It's also spacious and deep. It's not damped like most of the other compartments in the car, but this is a small price to pay for its improved and impressive structure. Speaking of damped compartments, they include the glove compartment, the secret storage box for coins, and the space for wireless charging. This means these compartments make very little noise. It enhances a smooth and quiet experience. In front of the armrests are two cup holders, and further ahead, a compartment for a USB connection and wireless charging. The cup holders are just deep enough to hold coffee cups, but can be made to go deeper for bottles. There are car bins by the window side, covered with soft materials that are comfortable to touch. From the front, you can open the top of the car to reveal a panoramic glass roof. Overall, the front row of the RX Lexus is pretty impressive, that is, apart from the substandard infotainment screen. The second row of seats is at a sufficient distance behind the first one, allowing enough legroom for even the most long-legged people. The same cannot be said for the headroom, which is further worsened by the presence of the sliding roof. A very tall person may have their head hitting the roof now and then. However, if that's ever the case, you can recline the seat to create more space. You can also create more legroom by pushing the front seat forward. The back row has sufficient shoulder width, even though it's still a little less than that of some of its competitors like the BMW X5. This row fits 3 people, but the middle seat can be modified to produce a cup holder compartment. You can also heat or cool the seats depending on the temperature. However, you cannot adjust the fan speed of the AC from the back. This function is limited to those in the front row. Still, if the situation calls for it, you can open or close the vent to any degree. The RX Lexus is equipped with a Mark Levinson stereo with 21 speakers for the ultimate sound experience. The back windows, which go all the way down, have blinds that are hidden until you need them. To further accentuate the quiet experience the model is selling, even the motors that control the window movements are quiet. Near the base of the back of the front seats, there are 3 pin sockets where you can charge larger devices like your laptop. There are also large door bins like the ones by the front doors. Furthermore, the unlock buttons for the car doors have inbuilt handles that you can pull manually in case the battery dies. The former Lexus was condemned for its cramped 3-row seating, so Lexus was sure to do away with that last row this time. Consequently, the next compartment of the car to discuss is the trunk. It has 460 L of space, which you can further extend by pulling down the middle seat towards the front. This way, a particularly long piece of luggage can be placed to pass from the trunk to the middle of the back seats. If there's no one in the back row, you can also fold all 3 seats for max capacity. The edge of the trunk is flat so you can easily slide your luggage in and out without any restrictions. The RX Lexus has a towing capacity of 2,000 kilograms, which is smaller than some of its rival models like the BMW X5, which can take 2,700 kilograms. The same goes for the trunk space, comparing the 460L of the RX to the 650L of the X5. The RX Lexus is a plug-in hybrid. It has a 2.5-liter natural aspirated petrol engine with an electric motor on the front and rear axle to give a combined power output of 309 horsepower. Its turning circle of 12.6 meters is not nearly high enough, but it works. It has a low dashboard on the front, which allows an unfettered view of what's up ahead. The brakes are very effective, almost too effective, as they can be triggered by the slightest touch. The RX Lexus has a maximum speed of 80 miles an hour. It can go from 0 to 60 in just 6 seconds. There is a slight itch in that the car can only go 36 miles per gallon, which is not financially favorable. But if you're going for this car, you must have a taste for luxury anyway. Speaking of money, the starting price of the RX Lexus is approximately $50,000, which isn't too expensive for a car in its range. So what's the verdict? Should you shell out $50K right now, or should you simply consider it? We'd say you should consider it and add Lexus to your list of possibilities. It is a solid model for its range, but with a few shortcomings, which is characteristic of every car. Go ahead and compare it with other cars and see which cons you can tolerate best. All things considered, the 2023 RX Lexus is a fantastic choice. So this is what we thought of the new model. What do you think of it? Let us know in the comments section down below, and please don't forget to give a thumbs up and click on that bell button. Until next time, the RX Lexus is a great choice.